when I started making content for this channel, I made a video where I made the Premier League 24 teams, and what we ended up doing was mudding West Brom.
Let's have a look at... Oh, my days! If you ever want the idea of the definition of a yo-yo team, there's just going to be a picture of West Brom's badge in it.
This time, we're back to see who else we can mud. I've made a league that is essentially filled with yo-yo teams, or at least teams that you could argue are too good for the Championship but not good enough for the Premier League. This league I'm going to call the Sky Bet Challenge League, and it's going to sit right between the Premier League and the Championship. I'm going to sim forward a number of years and watch as West Brom inevitably become a yo-yo team between the Challenge League and the Championship. Will that actually happen? Let's find out, shall we? So here we are. I've done some pre-game editor jiggery pokery, and here are the 3 leagues of 16 teams to start the save. I'm going to sim through 10 years, I'm going to sim through an awful lot more, and let's see what happens. So I'm pretty sure in the intro I'll have annoyed Everton fans by having them in the Challenge League. However, they have decided to completely bite me back here, and by 2033 they are in 8th, and by far the best of the teams that started in the Challenge League. The only other teams from the Challenge League at the beginning in the Premier League are Stoke and Burnley, who are basically about to go down. Not great. Crystal Palace, who start in the top division, are looking like they're going to head back up, while Blackburn seem to be the team that are going to join them this time. Norwich, meanwhile, are under threat of being relegated to the Championship, and I note a distinct lack of West Brom. That's because they're in the Championship, about to get promoted to the Challenge League. I sense a theme here. Alright, I'll hold my hands up here. They've only just been relegated and come back up, so it's only one yo-yo. They might actually have found their calling in life. Just been doing some scouting through, and it looks like Nottingham Forest have ended up being one of the main yo-yo teams, going up and down between the Premier League and the Challenge League on 3 separate occasions. And Southampton, who were yo-yo-y last time, appear to be yo-yo-y again. Sunderland have yo-yo between the Challenge League and the Championship, while heaven knows what's happened to Watford. And one thing I did want to point out 10 years into the future is that South Shields and Tranmere are in the Championship, while Blackpool and Preston have been relegated from the Football League. So I'm going to go forward another 10 years now and see what else has changed in the footballing landscape. So it's 2043 and the Premier League is still somewhat familiar, albeit Derby County and Stoke have managed to survive the drop this time, and it's Crystal Palace and Bournemouth who are going down. No one's challenged the top teams, and to be honest, this is exactly what I was expecting. However, it's lower down where I think things are going to get a bit more interesting. Derby themselves have actually had a really nice steady rise into the Premier League, while Stoke have actually been a little bit yo-yo-y. But nothing compared to West Ham, who have basically proven that if you have West in your title, there's a high chance that you're going north and south more than east and west. While Brentford have also seen 5 relegations from the Premier League in this format. Challenge League has some very interesting names in it. Everton and Villa, 2 kind of familiar faces at the top of the league. However, I do want to note at the bottom, Crawley Town and Cheltenham relegated, but that means that they got up to this level in the first place, which is impressive. Everton have actually been a Premier League stalwart, and we've just caught them on the one bad year, and they've come straight back up again. And Villa are basically the same. Burnley had some yo-yoing skills at the beginning before pretty much settling down to life in the Challenge League. Crawley's ascent into the Challenge League has been pretty steady, while Cheltenham's ascension to the league has been rather weird. And that leads us on to the Championship, where West Brom are staying in the same league for a change. Nottingham Forest are going up, but with Exeter City continuing the trend of at least one team you wouldn't expect necessarily being in the second tier even when it's 16 teams. Forest seem to have obtained the ability to yo-yo from both ends of this Challenge League, which is particularly impressive. Preston went from being relegated from the Football League back into the Championship in what can only be described as an incredible redemption arc. West Brom, in fact, didn't yo-yo. They got relegated down to League 2 and had to come back up the long way, while Bristol City have become a Championship Challenge League yo-yo team, and now have Bristol Rovers for company, while Grimsby Town joined the ranks of teams who've come from the National League to the Championship, along with Luton. Meanwhile, old friends Norwich are also on the up and down between the Challenge League and the Championship. Some things do never change. So I left this game simming overnight, and it's managed to make its way into 2084. So we're going to have a little look at what chaos we have managed to cause, who is in some really unusual positions, and once and for all, who just is a yo-yo team. And as starts go, this is pretty good. Stoke City came second in this season, ahead of Manchester City. I also note a distinct lack of Manchester United from this list. Yep, they got relegated to the Challenge League, but have jumped up on this occasion. However, Chelsea in 8th in the Challenge League. Meanwhile, the Championship still features West Brom. Yep, even 60 years into the future, West Brom still are too good for the Championship and not good enough for the league above it, even if that isn't the Premier League. Burnley might have one of the craziest arcs over the last few years, and I am noticing, having scouted through a number of the teams, that there's a lot of double relegations and double promotions going on, and a lot of, it's not just one league they yo-yo in between, but 2 or 3. It's really interesting. Take Coventry here, who as recently as 2067 were in the National League, yet now are yo-yoing between the Challenge League and the Championship. And Hull City, who between the Challenge League, the Championship, League 1 and at times League 2, never seem to know what league they're in on a year-by-year basis. And interestingly enough, Manchester United have been more of a yo-yo team than some of, well, the yo-yo teams. They've been relegated down to the Challenge League on 4 separate occasions. Yes, they've bounced back pretty much immediately on all but one occasion, but how the mighty have fallen, while Chelsea seem to be stuck down here. And our old friends Norwich continue doing what they do best, albeit it does mean this season they are playing against Fulham, which means we can put that old joke to rest. Southampton have finally found their calling, and arguably one of the heroes of the previous save in Cardiff did some magic again, becoming a Premier League team, but also becoming something of a yo-yo team. Meanwhile, Tottenham have actually spent some time in the Challenge League themselves, although it's quite nice to see that their league finishing positions make a nice W. Makes a change for them. But there you have it. 60 years into the future, a completely different league structure, and quite frankly, a whole load of random stuff going on. Don't you just love these random experiments? That's everything I've got for this episode. Again, if you'd like the save file or the editor data, just leave a comment down below and I'll send you a link. And if there's enough interest, I'll put it up on the Steam Workshop. But thank you again for watching. Please like and subscribe if you've enjoyed it. Every little helps. I'm not advertising for Tesco, I promise. But thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you again soon.